Hello, everybody. It is post fires. I was going to write this long speech, but now I'm just going to join y'all live and just to say my thank yous to everyone and do a quick recap. So let's start with you guys already know who I am. If you're not, I am Tawana Blassingame, executive producer of the Full Figure Industry Awards that just happened on Saturday, November 4th, just 2 days ago. And I just wanted to say thank you. I have a lot of people that I want to say thank you to. Um, First and foremost, I have to thank Philip Drew, who supports all of my crazy ideas. When I say I want to do something, he just always supports me 100%. So I have to say thank you because honestly and truly, I know for a fact I would not have been able to do this without you. From the thought you were there from the thought um, even up until now. So thank you for that. Of course, I have to thank Reggie and Maddie who were our hosts again this year. They are magnificent. They're coming back again next year. I haven't asked them yet, probably, but I know they're going to say yes because they always tell me yes. So you heard it here first. Reggie and Maddie are coming back next year, God willing. And then, of course, I have to thank Gwen DeVoe. Gwen DeVoe is she's just an amazing human being and she supports me 100%. Funny thing is with Gwen, when I very first met Gwen, I was petrified of Gwen. And I told Gwen this and she was like, why? But I get it. Understanding now that she's a Virgo, I get it because now everybody says that to me. So I get it. So Gwen, thank you so much for all of your love, all of your support over the years. I can't thank you enough. And you guys, there'll be something that's going to come down the pipeline soon that we will announce to you. But stay tuned for that. I always tell y'all, make sure y'all follow us on social media. Don't just hit the follow button, really follow because, we do be giving you the tea. So who else do I have to thank? Gabby, Gabs, I call her. This is her first year on our production team, and she did an amazing job. Gabby is also a Virgo. So she put me on my pace a couple of times, which is okay. Wasn't cute the day of, but I get it. So, I do thank you, Gabby, for joining the team and just being so supportive and understanding that I am obsessive over my projects and just really executing. So thank you so much for that. Sheena. Sheena is one of our award handlers. I call Sheena also my little sister because I love Sheena. Um, and she has been very supportive from the day I met Sheena up until now. You guys already know she's a part of the QSM team as well. And she's just extremely supportive. So thank you again, Sheena, for being one half of our award handler team this year. Second half was Tosh Goodlow. You guys know Tosh. Tosh is Jeannie Ferguson Goodlow's wife. It's the Goodlow. So they recently got married. And I asked Tosh last minute to join after I realized that she is also a nominee, so I can't have nominees working. But Taj joined us and she did an amazing job. So Taj, thank you so much for that. Um, Maddie, if you just joined, you missed the fact that I already announced that you guys were coming back as hosts next year. So I didn't formally ask you yet, but that's me asking. So you can just text me and say yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Who else? I have to thank this year. I have to thank Mimi. You guys know Akila Benjamin, who came on. She always asks me when I do stuff, what do you need from me, T? And this year she came and she was like, what do you need from me? And I know I needed somebody to do social media just for me specifically because I had it last year and I was spoiled to it. So she came on as my personal assistant for the day, and she did social media for me, and she was just amazing. And I thank you. I mean, she dressed me. She cleaned up after me. I mean, when I went back to my dress room, everything was already packed, and there was nothing missing. So Trust. So thank you so much, Mimi. I have to also thank Nyla Ham. I reached out to Nyla to do check-in for us, and she said absolutely. So I appreciate you for doing that. I also want to thank Shanika Pickens, who did my makeup and stepped in at to do check-in as well with Nyla. I want to shout out Fanilla. Wait, let me back up. Shanika also did Gabby's makeup. I also want to shout out to Fanilla because Fanilla was supposed to do check-in for us, but at the last minute she called in. She was called in to work. But just for saying yes, I appreciate you, and I wanted to acknowledge that. Who else do I have to thank? I have to thank Aubrey. Aubrey for just being a pain in my ass from the day I met him, but very supportive. So I thank you for showing up and continuing to work with the FIAs team as well. I got to thank my son. My son was Jamel. He worked very, very, very hard. I fed him well too, by the way, but he worked very hard the day of the show as one of our volunteers. So I do thank you for that, Jamel. Our DJ, DJ PhD, who has been our DJ since we started doing events. So thank you. Who else I think? Our videographer, Ashanti, our photographer, Mel G, who came back a second year. Yes, Tamara. DJ is always popping. He's so good. El Baez, um, who did an amazing performance. So thank you for that. Um, of course, I have to thank all of the volunteers. All of the volunteers are absolutely and truly amazing. They most of them are return volunteers from last year. We had a couple new ones. One of which was my niece as well. So I truly, from the bottom of my heart, have to thank the volunteer team because while we are producing the shows, they are working behind the scenes to make sure that we run on time and just doing the setup and the cleanup and very vital part of a production team. So honestly and truly, thank you. Jafar Toombs from Fearless Curves Magazine. Thank you for your support as well as a photographer. Jumping in as media. Mickey, Mickey Leon. You guys know Mickey Armstrong. Sorry, Mickey Leon Armstrong. He was one of our nominees as well for photographer. But with production, producers usually are able to call on each other and say, "Hey, I need help with this," and it's no different between us and District of Curves because when he calls us, we are there. When we call him, he's there. So thank you for stepping in and doing videography for us. Y'all see me looking down because I can't forget anybody before I bring in all of these my guests. I can't forget anybody. Um, our red carpet host, Nathaniel J, Leah Moore, Tiffany Watson, Kirkland Halls. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. The energy for VIP was top notch. So I truly thank you, Brianna, for coming in as a media sponsor and being a videographer for our second red carpet. Um, all of our media that day because I saw there were quite a few photographers there. I didn't get to say hello to everybody, but if you're watching, thank you. Who else do I have to thank? Wait, my screen. Of course, the JPAC team, Jamaica Performing Arts Center. They are so supportive of us. They love our event, and I love that they love our event. So, they are always ready to help out when needed. Um, I'm sure there's going to be more people. Chef Gary, and his sister Darlene. Thank you because, as I said this at the award show, they lost their grandmother, and they went to the funeral the morning of and still showed up at the award show. So you can't thank nobody enough for that. That's a huge sacrifice that they made for us, and thank you so much for that. I'm sure there's going to be more people that I have to thank as I go on, but for now, here's what's going to happen. I am going to bring in a couple of people from our production team to help me. Um, yeah, let me just say that too. We announced this at the show, but somebody, the videographer's husband lost his wallet, a brown wallet. So if you guys find it in your belongings, please reach out to us so we can get them back their wallet. But in the meantime, I am going to bring in a couple people so we can do a recap of the show for the people who were not there at the show. We're going to just tell you, all the things that you missed. We're not going to put in your flow, in your face or anything, but we're going to talk about the things that you missed. So first of all, I am going to bring in Gabriella Simone. You guys know Gabby, Gabs.
What's
um,
going on?
Thank you for everything. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
I am also going to bring in Reggie May. Reggie, thank
Hello.
you.
Thank
You
you.
have been with me from the beginning,
Yes.
and I can't thank you enough
Well, it is my
for always
pleasure.
saying yes.
Every year, I want to run, but it's like, okay, maybe it's this year. It's not. I just come to this realization that I can't run. I'm here
No,
now. Yeah, I'm here. So I'm so happy
So,
and grateful for you inviting me back another year, inviting me back just to be in the presence of such beautiful, amazing, and incredible people such as yourself and what you do for this industry. We have to simply thank you. So thank you.
oh, thank you. Gabs, how was year one for you?
year one was a learning experience. Um, I learned a lot about how to work, um, how to lead, and then how to listen, how to pivot, how to um, just manage not just things but people and everything that comes with managing people.
Mhm.
And I'm grateful for the experience and happy that you asked me to be here, and just gave me the opportunity to grow.
Of course. Oh, I know I was going to forget to thank somebody, a lot of somebody. I have to thank our presenters as well. You guys did an amazing job. The energy was great. Every time, and I'm standing there every time a presenter goes out, and I'm like, go out there and take your energy with you. Like, so they all tell you that energy. We need energy. Go to that center stage and bring the energy. And that's what everybody did. We didn't have any Steve Harvey moments. It was great. So thank you to our presenters as well. And Gabby and Reggie. Sheena will be joining us in a little while as well. But let's get into this recap. First of all, let's start with that VIP reception.
Oh
The
my God.
food, the food.
So
Now,
first of all, I want to start with this one. Tawana and myself went to Chef Gary's studio over the summer and did a tasting of the food where we decided what we were going to serve at the VIP hour. I only got to taste a small portion of what you all had on Saturday at the event. And I told him, I said, this is better than what you cooked for us at the tasting, which was pretty darn good then. But this was another level. So, I mean, hats off to Chef Gary and his team, just to execute what they did with such, I mean, I was blown away. And I saw people going back for seconds and thirds, and they had nothing but great things to say about it. But I just had to say that because I picked that food and it was even better than when I picked it 3 months ago.
Wow.
that is so true. Reggie, I know you were working a lot, but did you get to taste the food?
I did not. I did not.
I
Unfortunately, I
got
did.
one on the way out. I got one small one on the way out. I was like, I'm gonna get something, and
Yeah.
it was amazing.
Well, the
Yeah.
good thing about it is, it's like I went over to the table and I noticed that everything was like almost gone. So that was a good sign because if anyone leaves anything, that means it wasn't good. But yeah, they cleared and left no crumbs. So I'm glad that everyone enjoyed it in the VIP reception.
Yeah. So and the presentation was everything.
Yes.
So beautiful.
The setup was everything. Now, see, when I went and I set up, I quote unquote set up their their table. I said, remember we was talking about this, Gabby? I said, yeah, put their table in an L shape. They
Yeah,
should be fine. And then when I went back and saw what they did, I was like, I'm sorry for messing
right.
with your
Okay. Let me mind my business because you got this. Right.
because it definitely was no L shape, nothing. It was just, it was
We did. We
incredible.
put a basic tablecloth over the. We said we're just gonna make it real nice for them to come in, and they said thank you so much.
We got this. Yeah,
Wow.
it was really good. And
Beautiful.
his sister Darlene made me a box of snacks to take back to my dressing room, which was very thoughtful, and I appreciate that. I only got food honestly because Mimi kept stuffing food in my hand. Here, eat. Here, eat. Here, eat. And I'm like, good. Can't eat no more. So I appreciate the fact that she did what she said she was going to do that day. I'm going to make sure you are fed. I'm going to make sure you are hydrated. I'm going to make sure that you were good. And she did. So I'm going to bring in Sheena to join in on this conversation. So you guys already introduced Sheena earlier. You go. That's my little sister right there. I done claimed her as my little sister. So Sheena, first of all, tell us your the part you played in the show, and then tell us what you thought about the VIP hour.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. I'm Sheena Pastel. And for the Full Friggin' Industry Awards, I was the award handler slash social media behind the scenes person, just really making everyone smile and laugh and making sure they look good on the red carpet,
Mhm.
honestly. So, yeah. So, VIP. First of all, the setup was absolutely amazing. I loved how, like, when you come into the center, you have the libation and the bar in the middle. Had that option of the food on the left side, lots of color. I love the layers of how the chef and his team put the food on the layers, and then the charcuterie board had lots of flowers, lots of color, so people be drawn to it. And then on the
Yes,
right side, I was able to, or people were able to purchase raffles. They had that 360 machine over there in that area, so it was great. Setup was awesome. Even the red carpet on one side of the front part of the building, on the other. You check in right in the middle. We really used up that space because when it comes to anything, any curvy event, plus size event, full figure event, when we see each other, we gonna fellowship. Okay.
that part.
And when we fellowship, we get loud. Okay, we get loud and proud and just be like, oh my God. And it's such a good vibe. So as the volunteers were reminding people like, oh, you're VIP, go inside and enjoy. So when I did go inside, I was able to really look at everything, taste everything. I love the signature drink.
Mhm.
That
We
was
got to talk about that drink.
okay. That was a hit. Everyone was talking about that. But yeah, it was great. VIP experience was awesome. Was able to see some creators, some models, producers that I only seen on social media or Facebook
Yeah,
and everything like that. And they're like, they're here and that's them over there. And of course, sometimes you're like, okay, their name is something, you kind of figure out people's names, but you get excited to see everyone. But
Yeah.
it's a perfect time to say hello, to say, hey,
Yeah.
let's take a picture and stuff like that. So utilizing that entire time to network, to not be shy and say hello, to
Yes.
compliment each other on each other's garments, to be in awe of each other and be like, hey, you look good, what are
Yes.
you wearing, I love this aesthetic that you're bringing to the fires. So yeah, it was awesome.
It was. So
Hmm.
now, as people are coming to me that I'm forgetting to say thank you to. Actually, let me just not let's just tell the truth. As Phil is texting me, telling me, reminding me who to thank.
Listen, the
Let's
backstage
telling
the
you
backstage of anything is so very important. That is
always
sometimes, listen, that is the glue that really
that
sticks,
part.
keep things together and keep things rolling. So whenever you do
So
see people in the front, please think of the people in the back, because
that part.
the engine does keep it running.
Yep.
Okay.
So let me just think a couple more people. We're gonna talk about that 360 photo booth,
Mhm.
sponsored by Snapscene Aya. Thank you. And that backdrop that was behind the 360 photo booth, I have to thank Keith Burrows for that. His company his one of many companies sponsored that one as well. So I thank
Mhm.
you for that. Yep, Phil, just keep them coming. Keep reminding me. Thank you. And again, shout out to Phil. So that let me just say, next year, Chef Gary, God willing, will be back. So you will have an elevated experience next year as well. We'll talk about that signature drink. My niece, one of her many jobs, she is a bartender as well. So she created this signature drink. We were supposed to have the sign up. I didn't realize it until VIP hour was over that we didn't have the sign up. But the sign was supposed to say the name of the drink was called the Firefly.
Oh,
FFIA dash fly. That
oh,
was the name of the signature drink.
That's so cute.
So yes,
I
it
did
was going
not
to
get
be up.
one.
yeah, it was good. It was really good. Too
I'm
good. It was so good that, like, who mentioned it to me? Was it I don't know if Gwen said something. She said
Who said it
something.
was called the silhouette? It is not called the silhouette. It was the Firefly. We named it.
It was good. It was really good.
all I know is I heard people say that it was strong and they were not expecting it to be that strong. And I said, that's a good drink then.
Mhm. That's a very good drink.
So
That's right.
and now I had to taste these drinks. Now, first of all, y'all know that I stopped drinking. So if y'all saw me with a drink in my hand the day of the fires, judge yourself. Okay, mind your business. But I had to taste these drinks before they went out, right? And let me just tell you, that was not the strongest option. So it was not.
Well,
So y'all welcome.
Hilarious.
I'm glad
um,
we weren't too
yeah.
intoxicated.
So,
I did. I saw people
huh?
like take a sip of it and then stare at the cup. You know how they stare at the cup like, what did I
Yeah.
just drink?
What's
I
this?
said, that's a good drink.
Yes, absolutely.
Tamara said I was a little bent. I'm done. Oh my God. People would be asleep by intermission. That's true. If we picked that the more strong drink, people would have been knocked out for sure.
Yes.
So I will definitely tell. So Tamara, somebody had to tell you that that drink was called the Silhouette because that was actually the first name that we came up with. It was supposed to be called the Silhouette, and then Phil said, "Oh, let's call it the Firefly." So we switched it to the Firefly. Either way, the sign wasn't up, so it don't even matter what it was called now. It was called the signature drink. So yeah, let's move on to what do y'all think? the color? Oh, we lost Sheena. She'll be back. What do y'all think the color, the dominant color for the evening was?
Ooh.
I know the answer, but I'm gonna let Reggie go first.
Ah.
What do you think? What did you see more of?
I saw a lot of sequins, but that's not a color.
The
Ooh,
That's
that's
what
a
Phil
color,
said.
the color was blue. The color was
the
blue.
color was blue.
The
Okay.
Mhm.
color was blue.
Okay. Yeah, you're probably right. The color,
The,
it
the
did see a
color of
lot
the
of shades
evening
of
was
blue.
definitely blue.
Yeah.
It was.
Right?
I
That is
saw.
so
I
funny
saw.
because that was Phil's response too. Phil said sequins, but that's not a color. He said the same exact thing you just said.
But there was some purple.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Blue was it.
Blue was it.
I
Yeah.
think blue was the dominant color. Now, when I get
Mhm.
all the images back, I'm gonna start pairing up the colors, right? And I'm gonna show y'all.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I think that black was a close second. And I think
Yeah.
gold
Mhm.
was a close third.
Yes. Yes.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, there was a lot of
Well,
shades of
we're gonna see
gold.
when all those images come.
Mhm.
We're gonna see.
Absolutely. Yes.
Because
Overall,
I
I mean,
think, huh?
the Flames really sets a tone for fashion. I mean, it really elevates the entire experience when everyone understands the assignment because
Yes.
you just feel like you're in a space like, where am I and who are these people? You know,
Mhm.
Absolutely.
so it feels so luxe, it feels so classic, and it makes the event a staple. So I'm like really proud of how people just show up and show out
Yes.
year
Mhm.
after year with
Amen.
their fits. So
Yeah. I
There was
agree.
actually a young man. Phil calls me when I was backstage. He calls me out to the front. There was actually I think he's a photographer or a videographer. I'm not sure, one of the two. He was on his way to another event. He was walking past and he came up, and I had a quick interview with him, which was interesting. I was like, oh, how cool. So
mhm. Wow.
people
Yeah.
definitely take notice. They come up. What's happening here? Like they do it
Mhm.
all the time, and I love that.
Yeah.
That is exactly why I like the outside, just to be, just amazing to catch people's eye. People were standing at the bus stop taking pictures of us, which it was just really cool,
Beautiful.
really cool.
Absolutely. Mhm.
Yeah, and everybody really did understand the assignment. People turned up. There were a few looks that caught my eye.
Mm.
Um, oh, his name was Jabra Bruce from Jamaica Funk. So thank you, Jabra. Um, there were a few looks that definitely caught my eye. Right now, if I don't call your name, don't say because you weren't best. This is not a best dress thing, okay? I didn't see half the people that came. I didn't see Teresa Randolph, and
I
but I know she was there. There were a few people that I did not get to see, but I saw on
Mhm.
social. First of all, Natasha Chris gown was everything
Oh
for
my
me.
goodness.
Mhm.
Yes.
Everything.
She,
Now
when
I
Yeah.
she
saw
pulled
her
it.
when she was walking up, but I didn't get a good look
so
until I
good.
saw her backstage, and I was like, "Well, damn, girl." Her look
Yes.
was amazing. Um, who else do I think I saw? What's her name? She had on the red dress. Chanel Lapierre. Her dress was so
It's
classy.
gorgeous.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
I saw her at BBQ's. I didn't see her at the event, but I saw the
Okay.
picture when she posted on social, and I was like, "Damn, that dress is beautiful." They were like
Mhm.
some really good. First of all, Tamara Ivy brings it everywhere she goes. Tamara Ivy
Oh,
brings it when she goes to the goddamn corner store.
Ah, yes. Oh
So,
my God.
yeah, there were some
yeah.
really nice looks. Was there anybody, in your opinion, that caught your eye?
You know what? Desmond Scott, I love that he came with this white off maybe like an eggshell suit. Come in that and he
Ooh.
had a matching pin, a peplin pin with
Mm.
it. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but that cream color, what? Yeah, That was nice.
Yeah.
Looked
I
Wow.
really
didn't see him at the event, but I saw him at BBQs.
yeah. That was
Yes,
Mhm.
really good.
Yeah, the men
very
really
much
brought
agreed.
They brought it. The suits were on.
Was
the
Yeah, definitely.
we don't give enough credit to the men though.
Mm-hmm.
No, we
We don't.
don't.
Re-
No, we don't.
On,
Reggie,
We
I just
don't.
saw now. I saw you at
Uh-huh.
the red carpet, but I did not really look at you until I saw your picture today. And I told Phil, I was like, damn, I didn't know he wore that. Matter of fact, one of the photographers sent some images. And I was like,
Ah,
oh,
okay.
okay. Okay, Reggie.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
so I dressed up just a little bit this year, and I was just
Yes.
sitting here thinking about, like, on my way home, I was like, next year I got to prepare a little early because everyone is just coming with their A game.
Absolutely.
I need to pull my designer cards out
Mm,
quickly,
I
so they
agree.
are at least 9 to 10 months in advance. Because
Absolutely.
it was
Big
just
time.
incredible.
You know what?
Gwen too. Gwen's look
Ooh,
was everything.
Ooh,
yes,
Cool.
yes,
I
he
did not
wasn't
feel
playing.
worthy standing on stage with her.
yes,
He, he,
yes. But
he didn't come to play.
Maddie, her jump, I didn't know it was a jumpsuit until she turned around and it had the train with it. That classic black. It's just
The
something
black.
about a classic black
Classic black, yeah.
jumpsuit. Will do it for you every time. Like, when you're in doubt,
Every
just go with
time.
black.
Yes.
Just go with black.
Every
And
time.
people may think it's like it's something that's just boring. No. You can really do up some black and stand out in the crowd. And I think a lot
Yeah.
of people did that this go around too.
Yeah.
And also too,
There
Reggie,
was a
I
lot of
think
black.
the details of certain things.
Yes.
Big shout out to Andre Raymond, one
Mhm.
of the finalists for the emerging big and tall models. He had so many details on his outfit, like half leather gloves.
Ooh.
His hair was twisted really. It was just very details with a lot of the
I
the
didn't get
male
to see him.
guys. So, yes, it was. They were really bringing it, and I was just like, okay, yes,
I did
it
not
was
get to
really
see him.
good.
I'm so mad I didn't get to see him. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Gabby, how about you? That green dress you had on was everything.
it was.
Thank you. Thank you. For me, it was definitely Gwen's look was her first look in particular was just so striking.
Classic.
Um
Ah.
Oh,
the
oh
black
yeah.
and white pairing for me. And then also yellow was such a special color for me a couple of years ago, going through my pageant run and seeing outstanding plus model nominee Monique Cartwright in her beautiful yellow gown
Hmm.
really stood out for me, and so I really enjoyed that.
Nice, nice.
She
Yeah.
is so beautiful.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
She is so now when I'm looking out, I can't see anybody because them lights. But for some reason, she just stood out. Like that's why
That's
you heard
what
me. Hey,
yellow that's what yellow does. That's what yellow does. Absolutely.
she
Yes,
looks beautiful. Yeah, the looks was everything. The looks was
Mhm.
everything.
definitely everything.
And
So
a color
I
that
do appreciate that.
it is one other color that I looked at that I didn't really see a lot of people do, and Sharon Quinn did it very well with the royal purple. Like, purple
Mm.
is such enriched color that a lot of people can't do and get away with it, but with her complexion and her skin, she really stood out to me as far as the honorees were concerned with that purple, because
Yeah.
it's something that you don't really rarely see on people a lot. It's not a safe color, I would say. And she did it very well as well.
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
absolutely agree. I don't know if I think people try to be different and they're like, I'm gonna wear this color because I don't think most people will wear this color. I don't I, because purple is usually that go-to color. It's
Mm-hmm.
purple, black, red. It's one of
Yeah.
Yep,
those go-to colors. And I feel like people intentionally stayed away from purple.
yep.
So Sharon, that absolutely made you stand out even more.
Mhm.
Even more. I usually like to when I do the fires, I usually try to pick different colors every year. Try not to wear the same colors.
Mhm.
So I had to wear blue because I was going to wear red, but that red dress they didn't have in my size. So, you know.
The
But
blue,
the blue, that blue,
blue
yes,
It was gorgeous.
beautiful on
you
you.
definitely
Mhm.
showed out in that blue, especially on that red carpet, and
Thank you.
that shoulder
It's beautiful.
piece. Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, I missed that. I even showed my leg a little bit.
I saw that photo,
You saw it.
and I said, "Oh, Tawana, okay, this is all right, okay."
That was probably after the second drink.
But it was beautiful. You look so great.
Oh man. Yeah, but it was really good to see people. Donna says she actually hugged people and cried. Donna, you know you a little crybaby anyway. No, I'm just kidding. But you really are though.
Love you,
But I
Donna.
get it. I get it because
Yeah.
there were some moments where I saw people and I get a little emotional and I'm like, it's really good to see people. After the years that we've all experienced, it's just really good to see people here, and
Yes.
then to really show up for the industry. So let's talk about some of these. Let's talk about our honorees. If you guys missed who our honorees were,
Mhm.
I got to finally meet Gianluca and furthermore learn how to say his name properly. I have been calling the man Gianluca, and every time somebody asks me, how do you say his name? Gianluca. It's not Gianluca. His name is Gianluca, like John Luca.
Mhm.
Just an amazing human being. His presence, he's just so even toned and he was just so nice,
Mhm.
and
Yes,
well deserving of the Advocacy Award. So,
Yeah.
did you guys get to meet him?
I did. So
Yes.
cool, like you said, just a cool, laid back,
Absolutely laid
like
back.
very, very approachable. Um,
Yes.
kind of person. Like, cause some people, you know them from what they do, and then when you actually see them in person, you're like, should I speak? Should I just wave? Should I go up and hug? Do I shake
Yeah.
hands? You have so many questions going on in your mind because sometimes you can be a fan of them, and you just don't
Yeah.
know how to approach them. He was very approachable,
Yes.
and I
He
love the
was.
fact that he showed up. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Because I don't remember where he lives, but he does not live close.
no.
No.
He lives he lives
Definitely
pretty
flew into
far.
New York.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not sure
So,
where.
I appreciate the fact that he was when I reached out to him, to offer to him, he was so appreciative. So yeah, and his
Mhm.
speech really was amazing. Somebody said that
Yes.
Ashley said very well spoken. His speech was great. We're gonna get to these speeches soon too. Another person, Mike Moss. First of all, I did not know Mike Moss' birthday was November 5th. I would have completely embarrassed him at the fires. But I learned that at BBQs, and we just got turned up. But going back to the fourth. Let's go back to the fourth. Because I did say what happens at BBQs is going to stay
Stays
at
with
BBQs.
BBQs.
Because baby,
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you.
baby.
Just have
Okay.
to be there.
Um,
Okay.
y'all secrets are safe with me.
Hmm.
So Mike Moss, another well deserving. So when Reggie, when we wrote his script, well, let me not say that. When you wrote his scripts, let me not take that away from you.
You too.
Um, and he sent his bio as well. It was reading through, and I was like, "Well, dang on, I didn't know this man did all of this, right?"
Very
And so
impressive.
Yeah.
it made the that award even more special to give to him
Absolutely.
Yeah.
because a farmer, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yes.
very deserving.
Yes.
He
Hmm.
is definitely an entrepreneur, serial
Absolutely.
entrepreneur.
Yes, the definition of an entrepreneur. I mean, some
Yes.
people may know him for one thing, but there's definitely layers to Michael Moss because he is one of the type of people that he's willing to branch out and do. And when one thing doesn't work, he go on to something else. Or when this thing is slowed down, he's moving on to something else. This guy, I don't even know if he stays in his own home half the week because every time I see him, he's somewhere doing something and supporting
Yes.
someone.
Yep.
So he's such an incredible person and just well rounded and
Yep.
everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree. I agree. I remember like of course I would see Mike at events here and there, but one particular time I was in Atlanta. I had my like sorority. I was there for sorority stuff, and he is a member
Mm-hmm.
of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. So big up to the Qs. And I was like, hey, I know you.
Mhm.
So it was just so good to see him out in the community where they're doing community service at that particular time. But again, he wears so many amazing hats. He has
Yeah.
great history. He does so many great things in his city, and great father, just connected to so many things. So I love to see it, and it was so great to celebrate him this past weekend.
He was one of your clients at one point too.
Yes.
Was it? No,
Hmm.
was it? Yeah, he was. He was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, all right. Let's go on to Shanice Lewis. Funny thing about Shanice Lewis, in I remember last year. It was during an interview. I don't remember if she was interviewing me, I was interviewing her, or it was just one of those media things we did. But I remember I posed the question to the people that was on, and I was like, "Who would y'all like to see next year as icon?" Right? And she was like, "Me," and little did she know she was already on the list for it. So it was so interesting because I couldn't comment at the time, but I was like, interesting. So yeah, I'm glad she's another one who was a
Oh yeah,
pioneer in this industry and very
absolutely.
well deserving of an icon. She is definitely the meaning of an icon. She's been in this industry forever and a day. One of
Yeah,
the
Hmm.
originals.
Yes. Yep.
definitely one of the originals. It's funny because I remember seeing Shanice Lewis on the Dr. Phil show and how she represented the plus size woman during that segment was she wasn't apologetic. She didn't ask for sympathy, and she really spoke as an expert to like that body positivity movement before it even was a movement,
Mm.
before it even was considered something that was, I guess, someone else's issue or society's problem. And she carried herself
Mm-hmm.
so well, and I think it catapulted so much more from the plus community that we to this day we still run into some of the same issues as far as like relationships and getting
Yes.
gigs and being looked at differently, or just so much stuff. And like just her presence and knowing that she's well versed in so many different areas of our community is incredible. And just us honoring her is for me very special because it looks as like she's not into the fashion anymore. She's not into the
Right.
photography or the retail game. She's not into any of those things, but she's just well rounded in other aspects. So she created a lane
Love
for
that.
herself. She's still driving in that lane, which is so special to a lot of people. And when I look at an
Mm-hmm.
icon, I look at someone who's well diverse in
Yes.
different areas, but is a expert at what they do. And she was just so deserving of it. And I'm glad she came all the way from the South to New York City.
Hmm.
So
Yes,
great.
absolutely.
Yes.
Shout out to
Right.
Shanice.
Even and I do want to say, even though she has been vocal about this, not telling her business. She recently had back surgery. So for her to even fly all the way to New York when she could have accepted this by video. She
Yeah.
came over here and she accepted it in person, and I truly appreciate her for doing that.
Hmm.
So we're gonna run this back one more time before we get into our next honorees. Chef Gary is in the building. Yo, so Chef, if you still on, say hello to us one more time because we was just talking about you. We were talking about
Yes, we
how
were.
amazing
Yes.
your display is, how amazing
That was
your
great.
food is. Um, so I know every time I said his name at the show, he wasn't sitting in at his seat. So I'm not going to do that until I see him comment again, and then we're gonna start bragging on Chef again. We're not gonna do that
Yes.
again.
Hmm.
Um,
Somebody
let's
tell him to
talk
come back.
about. Yeah, somebody call him and tell him to come back right now. Right now.
Somebody jump in his DMs right now and tell him to get back.
Absolutely. Yep. And I saw, and I was in the audience. They were like, "Oh, you're the one, chef. Hey, chef."
A lot
Well,
of
first
people
of
want
all,
to know, is he single or is he married? Because
I was
there
about
was
to
a
say that.
lot of questions about him.
Chef, you better
Yes.
come
There were a
back.
lot of questions.
I
They
don't
were like,
know.
"Sheena, what's I don't listen. I don't know."
There were quite a few people that have claimed Chef Gary.
Absolutely. Yep.
And I'm not gonna say no name, including one lesbian. I'm not gonna say no name. But they were loving Chef Gary. He is fine and he can cook. That's what the ladies would
That
say.
was it.
I
Yes,
heard
sir.
all night.
All night. He can cook.
Oh man.
Oh, he's on there
Oh,
now. Here we
he is
go.
back. He's back in the building. So we first
Chef
of all, Chef
Gary.
Gary, you every time I said your name, you were not sitting in the seat. But I do want to say to you, I know I said this to you at the event, but we absolutely appreciate you for showing up. He said to me when I said it to him, he said, "I'm a man of my word," and that's important, and I appreciate that so much. For someone to still show up after going to your grandmother's funeral, I appreciate that so much from you. So, and I already told them that you was coming back next year, and a lot of people have claimed you, Chef.
Yes, they have.
I don't know if you heard that part. Even one lesbian has already claimed you. Everybody wants to know if you are single and available, because some people are single and not available. So
Mhm.
We need both
single and
statuses.
available, because there are a lot of people that want to get to know Chef Gary, the handsome man, the great cook. He said, "I'm out here trusting God." I appreciate it.
We'll lean on his everlasting. His everlasting, okay? Lean
Yes.
on his everlasting. Chef
Oh my
Gary,
God, I love it.
let him lead you, sir. All
Oh, that
right.
is a
All
very
right.
epic response.
Absolutely.
In other words, none of your business. But the food was amazing. And Gabby, I'm gonna let you say what you said earlier.
I said that Tawana and I and Sheena went to Chef Gary's studio over the summer to do the tasting for this weekend's event. And the food there was amazing. And I only got a little bit to eat on Saturday because I was running around. But what I had, and this I also shared with Chef Gary, I said, this food is better than what I had at the tasting. Like, how did you take something that was already at 10 and elevate it? Like, it was even better than the food that we had when we had to choose what we were going to serve for you all.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I was blown away. And I wish that I had more. I asked for a to-go box, but I guess we didn't have y'all ate all the food, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I
Yes.
was like, put me some to the side. There was none left to get to the side, but that's just indicative of how good it was. And for those of you who weren't there or weren't a part of the VIP hour, let me run down what was on the menu.
Please do.
So the original entree was shrimp and grits. That's what we chose. But we wanted to be inclusive of people who don't eat seafood and also people who don't eat meat, period. So we had a veggie option of sauteed veggies and grits, which I heard actually sold out before the other options. And then we also
Wait,
had, that's what Chef Gary said.
wait,
He's
wait,
uh-huh.
because when we were at the tasting
He
and
said
we were
it.
talking about the vegetable, so vegetable, I said vegetable, judge your mama. Um,
Okay.
Chef said you are going to be very surprised because most people are going to go to the vegetables, and we
We're
were like,
gonna go to the
okay.
veggie,
You know how many
and I
people
didn't
approached me and
believe
was like,
him.
oh my god, them veggie and grits was everything. Like that
Right.
was the best. So
Yep.
you're
Yep,
right.
I
You're
didn't
right,
believe
chef.
it,
You're
but
right.
he made a believer out of us.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the shrimp and grits, we had the veggie and grits, and then we had an andouille sausage and grits. And he had this beautiful red eye gravy that he put over it. I saw people, they were licking the bowl.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what? I'm so
Mm-hmm.
proud. And then not only that, we had individual charcuterie cups, and his sister Darlene put them in big letters that said FFIAs, and the presentation was just out
Oh
of this
my goodness.
world.
Yes.
Like,
Beautiful.
I was
Beautiful.
so impressed with what they were able to come up with and how they were able to elevate something that was already elevated. So hats off to you. I can't say
Yeah.
enough good things. Please
Oh
grab his
God. That's
information.
what Aya said. Aya said I enjoyed the individual charcuterie cups. Wait a minute, let me go back up because that's so fun. And the mandolin cookies or whatever they call them.
Absolutely. His information is in the
Oh
chat. Please
man.
make sure
Yeah.
you book him for all of your events. He has a food truck as well. He is
Mm-hmm. All
available.
up on
So,
them. Yes. And I agree with you, Gabby, because honestly, in those beautiful golden, I think they had little
This
flickered of
right here.
gold
mm-hmm,
in the cups.
This right here is
mm-hmm.
how you spell vegetable. This right here, thank you, Ashley. That's how you spell vegetable. It's
Vegetable.
vegetable.
Thank you, Ashley.
Four letters matter.
But
I'm
to
sorry,
agree
Tina.
with you,
Carry on.
Chef Gary and his team definitely did it because in those small individual servings of grits, it was the perfect amount of grit and
Mm-hmm,
cheese,
mm-hmm.
and the
Yes.
sausage were grilled on all sides. I was like
Yeah.
in the back, like this is not enough,
Not enough, right?
not enough, but it was so good. It was just beautiful. Like I said
Beautiful
earlier,
presentation. They pushed
beautiful
our little tables
presentation.
right out of the way. They said, thank you so much,
They
but
sure
we got
did.
this. We're going to
Yes.
set this up with excellence. And I,
Absolutely. And like I said earlier, as soon as you walked in to the VIP section, you're like, you see it right there in the
blown
door,
away.
the color, the layers of how they had some really some cute shelves and the colors.
Yes,
Oh, it was great. It was perfect. And we're
it
just
was.
so excited. Next year, oh, we're ready.
Listen, they
Another
promised
tasting?
us
Tasting
Mhm.
time.
from
Are we
the
saying
very
tasting
beginning, they
too?
promised us an elevated experience over
He
what
did.
we have been able to do on our own. And
Yes.
they delivered 10 times
Mm-hmm.
over. I can't
So
thank
we're
you.
coming back, right, Chef Gary, in the
For
summertime?
another tasting. I don't care if we
Absolutely,
have
because
the same
Yeah,
thing. We
we
coming
have
back.
we
the
might need
only
two
the
tastings
only
this year.
direction we're going is up from here.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
mm-hmm,
And you
yes.
know what? And I want to say this too.
Bringing the right.
The rice.
Oh,
You know,
Chef Gary
Chef.
done started
You
something.
know, Chef Phil told me what you said about that rice too.
Yeah, see what happened? See,
Right.
No,
I
The
don't
chef,
rice
we,
is
know.
an
we
inside
want one of
thing
those
because
simple meals that you make for a weeknight. You know, the simple meal of salmon and risotto that you make when you have no time to cook. That's what
Yes.
we want you to make for us.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
that is so funny.
Ooh.
Yeah, but thank you for that. I was gonna say one of the things that we will not do the next time. We will not question you because we have 500 questions,
We did.
and he was so
We did.
patient. He answered all the questions, and he said, "Trust me." And we still had questions after he said, "Trust me, we trust you," but and he bought it, and I appreciate you. I know I still don't know how to make rice. Leave me alone.
Oh man.
Oh man. All right. I have to thank before we go back into our honorees. I do have to thank our sponsors as well. Sponsorships are very important, so I thank all of our sponsors. Whether you came on as a financial sponsor or you came on as a gift bag sponsor, we're gonna talk about those gift bags too shortly. But I wanted to say thank you to everybody. There's quite a bit of y'all. I'm not gonna read off everybody's name, If you weren't at the event, I promise you, I did read off your names twice. And you were written in our program book. So thank you again. Our next honoree, Johnny Big. Johnny Big's office is in, where is it? Someplace far, far away, in a land far, far away. I want to
Australia.
say Australia. I knew it started with an A. I was about to say Arizona, the other A. Um, so they couldn't make it there physically. I was in communication with them. We're going to schedule something and do a live with them to talk about their brand as well. But they were our retail brand this year.
Mhm.
Zach Bell. You guys know I do the award after my late sister Keisha Monique Conlon. So Zach Bell was the recipient of that award. It was so adorable when she got up there to accept her award with her son King.
Yes.
And
King's
he just said,
amazing.
"Will not sit still." He kept going in circles.
And she just
But
kept
that's
talking and
motherhood,
just gracefully giving us. It was just
baby.
beautiful. I loved it. I loved it.
Baby, that's motherhood for you. You got to keep it going, even when them kids don't
Yeah.
want to act right. It's you have to keep it going. And she
Mhm.
kept going on with her speech with grace, and he just kept going in circles.
Yeah.
It was the cutest thing.
Way too. So
So cute.
she inspired a lot of people with that speech. Um,
Yes,
Yes.
one of the things that stood out to me is to say something nice to somebody every day. It could be the one thing that can change their life. Like that part in itself spoke volumes to who she is, like as a person. But
Mhm.
it made me feel some type of way because I try to make it my business every day. No matter who I run in contact with, it's just to say hello, hello, thank you, how are you? Because you just never know what it does to someone's spirit. So I really appreciated
yes,
her saying that. Kind of gave me a little bit more validation and encouraging myself to keep going.
Mhm.
And just encouraging people every day. So shout out to Kate for that one.
it's just to piggyback off of that. When she said it, and like I do it, but I do it without thinking because I'm just so used to doing it. And I know how much it I know how it makes people feel because people comment on it. You sometimes you just going so fast and you're not thinking about it. And I do this to people at work all the time. It's like, good morning. I'm a good morning person. I tell everybody good morning. Good morning. Top of the morning is my thing.
Mhm.
And so I said good morning to someone, and she wasn't in a very good mood, and she stopped in her tracks and she was like, I needed that. Thank you. you
Mhm,
know and you don't know what go
Mhm.
through people's minds. So just saying
mhm,
something nice to somebody and complimenting somebody, you just don't know how much you can change, and you can possibly even save a life.
mhm,
Okay.
Just think
mhm.
about that. And so thank you for bringing up her speech because very true.
Yeah.
It is very
And
true.
that gesture brings it builds confidence. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't know it, but if you're like really shy and you stay into the back, to your point, if you can just say good morning to everybody you meet, that's going to help you build your own confidence in the end. How
Yeah.
you carry yourself, how you dress, what people think about you. You should never worry about the way people think about you, but you should have a lasting impression on people when you do small gestures like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And let's go on to the queen herself, Sharon Quinn,
Hmm.
Hmm.
our lifetime
Yes.
achievement honoring
Mhm. Yes.
Sharon Quinn. Her
Well
speech was
deserved
everything.
too.
Now, Gwen already warns me. Sharon is going to cry. She already told me Sharon's gonna cry. Sharon's a quiet crier. Um, but her speech is the other side of that. What Zach said, right? So I did not expect her to bring me up in her speech, but it is very true. Those small things to just check in with people,
Mhm.
just to say, "Are you okay? How are you doing?" You don't know. Just as Sharon said, you don't know how much that can change somebody's life. So her speech, and I told her when I saw her in BBQs, this is one of the of the things, Ashley, that will not stay in BBQs, but one of the things that I told her in BBQs was, for me to be able to give somebody like Sharon Quinn an award, where Sharon is one of the people why myself and a lot of us are even here for really paving the way. For me to be able to give someone like that, a woman like that, an award, like, thank you for even accepting. And her speech, everything about her, she's just so graceful. She's very approachable. She's teachable. She'll yell at you, but she love you.
Mhm.
So that was it was a good feeling to be able to do that.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
beautiful. It was she
Yes.
had me in tears back there a little bit because, I mean, just hearing her story and everything that she just has experienced in her lifetime, you would never think someone as strong as Sharon Quinn, because she's strong, and all that she does, has been through so much and experienced so much. It's just, again, well deserving. I think this year was just such a solid group of honorees, and
Yeah.
their
Yes.
stories and their experiences
Mhm.
is like why we do what we do. And it just
Yes.
makes it so much easier to continue to go on and fight the fight to represent, the curvy and plus community, in spaces where a lot of times we're not recognized. So shout out to the honorees for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
agree.
Um, Wait till y'all see next year's honorees. Man, listen.
You
All
got them
right, y'all
already.
want to talk about, let's baby.
You got the list
It's the
already.
Of
list.
course. Of
But
course.
Reggie, I don't know if you remember year one when we did this, when we went through the honorees and we created this long list. Like, I'm really going by that list, like who's
Off
gonna
the
be up
list.
next. It's
Yes.
yes. But
Um,
we'll talk more about that when we have our next meeting, so we can, iron out these honorees, because these honorees are important people. You got to get them real early.
Mhm.
Let's
I
talk
agree.
about the nominees. Everybody who was not in the who did not attend the show. We're about to tell y'all about the winners of each of the categories. Okay, I'm gonna try to do them quick because there's quite a few categories. First of all, Sheena, we're gonna go with the category that you were nominated for. You took home content creator of the year last year. It was last year.
Yes. Yep.
So
mhm.
congratulations to you for being a nominee again this year. This year,
Thank
Sandra
you.
Negron
Oh
took
my.
home
Yes.
that
Yes.
award.
Yes. Yes. And
Mhm.
yes. 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 Like yes. First, I saw Sandra during the intermission. I'm like, Sandra, what, mommy? And I
Mhm.
said, Sandra, listen, I'm just honored to be just side by side with you in this category. It means so much to me that that our peers in this industry look at us with you know that we're talented, we put our passion in what we do, whatever we share and put out to the world. And I remember saying, oh, Sheena, no. I'm like, no, you've been doing this for a long time, sis. And you are the one that, we are one of the few that actually just taught me more about like fashion, styling my body shape, and learning about this event and that event. And just to see, me, in the same categories, you just mean so much to me. And regardless of who wins tonight, I'm just happy that you are being recognized. And
Yes.
we gave each other a hug and just congratulated her. And as soon as they said her name, I jumped up. She hugged me, and I'm like, "Yes, this is yes. It's time
Mhm.
for you to get your flowers, sis." And
Yeah.
she said in her speech, she's been doing it for 11 years. So yes, so
So with
happy.
that said, two things. This is her first nomination this year, which I'm glad
Yes.
that people actually recognize her. And I say, don't worry, Chef, I'm gonna get to that comment. I'm not ignoring you. um, which, people think that we are the one that do the nominating. We don't do the nominating. The public does the nominations.
Mhm.
But if you guys stick with us past this the winner portion here, I'm going to give you an insight on how the future nominations are going to work. It's not going to be the same as they were in the past. So, stay with us on that one.
Yes.
So I'm glad that she was nominated. I'm glad
Mhm.
that people voted, and
Me
she took
too.
that home. Doesn't mean any one of I would have been happy with any one of you ladies taking home this award, because anybody who reaches it to the final, for me, it's like absolutely,
Yeah,
I'm comfortable
huge.
with any one of these. So
And this was the biggest
um,
category out of
yeah,
all of almost five of us. And
yeah, it was.
and honestly, the last 4 years, the women has been rocking this category with the
Yeah,
content creators. So
absolutely.
it was just a blessing. It was just a blessing. I really had it. I was just so happy.
Yes.
So happy. I was so happy that I nominated her when it was the time to do that as well. So yeah, it's not only about, yes, you're doing it too, you're in the same category as you, but looking around me and seeing who else I feel is would be great for this category, who
Yeah.
would be great, who I would love to see, be recognized and to celebrate it. I'm really all about that as well. So I'm just happy. It was great. It was an
So
honor.
I
It was
want to give
really
a congratulations to all of the other ladies who were in this category as well. Caroline Walker, Ebony Martin, and
yes.
Savannah Thompson. Congrats to you ladies as well for
Congratulations,
making
ladies.
it to the final five.
Hmm.
And why there were five in this category instead of four, is because we don't break ties. So if there is two people tied, then you guys count. So we never
Yeah.
break ties. I'm not
And then
choosing.
also too, given the fact that Sandra just turned 50 a couple days ago, this was huge to me. This was huge for her,
Mhm.
but
Girl,
it was
I
great.
did
It was
not
great.
believe. I said she preparing for the next
Mom,
5 years. Ain't no way that lady 50.
listen, okay, mommy look good.
Good for her. Let's move on to Emerging Plus Model. In this category, we had Amanda Ayala, who is absolutely amazing. I don't know if she was at the award show, but she is one person that I would absolutely love to meet in person. Jillian Amiano, I met Jillian. I
It
actually
was
saw Jillian.
beautiful.
She was on the line for beautiful. I saw her when she was online, and I said, "Your face. I know your face." She was like, Jillian. I was like, Jillian, come bring it in. Amazing young lady as well. Chanel Lapierre, who I've known for a long time and absolutely adore. She was in this category as well. I'm so glad to see her blossoming. And of course, Ashley Walker. So I want to remind y'all, I don't do the voting on this, but I do get the winners because obviously I have to print out, I have to order the trophies, right? And so y'all know that I love Ashley, and Ashley has been nominated every year in this category. So to see her
Mhm.
finally take home the win was amazing for me. I promise you, I was backstage. Maddie will tell you. Maddie was standing next to me, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna cry. Right? And then as she started talking and as she started crying, I said, Maddie, here it comes. And I just started crying because, I know Ashley's story personally. Ashley, you better not be nowhere in their house crying right now. Um, so I was happy to see her take that home. Finally, she
Yeah,
was nominated every year. Finally, so
she
good
works
for
so
her.
hard. She's
Yeah.
that's one
That's
person.
right.
She's a hard worker. I don't
Hmm.
think she ever says no to practically anything that does not align with her brand.
Yeah.
And I think one of the times when I finally met her, she told me like she's like a short model. She's petite. I guess she falls in that petite category, but
Yeah.
she really runs with the best of them.
Yes.
Just with her
Hmm.
professionalism, how she shows up to work. I mean, I've been on gigs with her, and she's a cut above the rest, just like Chef's Kiss when she steps on stage.
Absolutely.
She's another genie,
Yep.
pint
Yes.
size,
Mm.
Yes, absolutely.
full size
And it, and
pint size.
and another great thing about Ashley is that she's so easily you're able to approach her, chat with
Hmm.
her, you know, to ask her, questions, and she'll give you the best advice, or, if she doesn't know, she'll point you to the next person. But
Mm.
yeah, she's one of those amazing models that you can definitely, learn from, and
Yeah.
collaborate with, and actually build a friendship.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Hmm.
So, Ashley and I are very close, on top of us working together in several different projects. But outside of that, we are close friends, and checking in on her, and everything like that. So I'm so happy that she won and was recognized in this manner. So yeah, congratulations, Ashley.
Yep, and congratulations to all the other ladies in this that category. We're gonna speed this along because I do want to get to that nomination process. The emerging big and tall Andre Ramon. Sorry, I did not get to see Andre at the show. Um, Devon Curry. I saw Devon. Absolutely love and adore Devon. He's great. Desmond Scott, I actually got to see at BBQs. Um, all great. Cameron Boylan took home this one. I believe Cameron was also nominated last year. He didn't win last year, but he took home the award this year. So shout out to Tajay, who actually accepted the award on his behalf because he had a family emergency. So congratulations to Cameron. Congratulations to all of the nominees in that category. Before I move on, anybody want to touch on this one?
Absolutely. Cam is a powerhouse. Please
Yes.
follow him in the bigger picture. He is doing great things when it comes to the big and tall, really representing the culture, the industry. And if you sit down with him, he would definitely educate you on, how to kind of navigate, how to network within
Hmm.
that space. But yeah, congratulations again, Big Cam.
Big Cam.
Hmm.
And Ashley over there crying, by the way. Let me touch on Chef Gary before I forget. Chef said that we should have a chef category. That's what he said. I'm just, putting it out there.
And you
I
know
will
what?
talk to the
There's
powers
there's
that be.
hmm there's a couple of yeah,
We
chefs
have to talk about that. We
within
have to
the
talk
full
about
figure
that.
industry. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's move on to Best Boutique. All of these boutiques I actually shopped, except for Ivory and Maine. I have no intention of getting married anytime soon. Um, but House of Sheba was in this category. The Plus Bus was in this category. Sexy
Mhm.
Plus Clothing was in this category, and Ivory and Maine took home the trophy for this one. Shout out to El Bias. Oh, we got to talk about El
We
Bias.
gotta talk
Wait a
about
minute.
El.
Why did we not talk about El Bias?
We might have to
Pause.
take a commercial break and
Let's
talk
get
about
wait.
El.
Hold on. I Ivory and Maine took over this category. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to all of the nominees in this category. House of Sheba, I've actually known personally for a long time. So I was happy to see her recognized this year. So congratulations to all
Yes,
of you.
Yes.
I do want to
equally.
remind you all, and I had to remind somebody of this weekend is don't be discouraged if you did not win a trophy. Don't be discouraged because to get to this point here, you beat out hundreds of people. We get hundreds of nominations for each of these categories. But to even get this far, for this many people to recognize you and to
Hmm.
nominate you and to vote for you, you should feel very proud of yourself for that. So I just wanted to touch on that. Let's take a quick break and talk about El Bias. Baby, her performance, oh, gave me chills. I
Listen,
said,
Amazing.
"Oh, you did not have to do us like that."
Yeah.
She
you don't
debuted that
understand.
song
I
at the show.
ran rehearsal. I ran rehearsal, and when she did her rehearsal, she came with just as much power. And I was in awe.
Yes.
And you know, I don't know if she's on tonight, but I have to tell her she did a medley of two songs. She started off slow and then did a faster song. And the faster song is called Love My Body, and it's not officially released. It's just a small like TikTok sound right now. And the words, I've had them on repeat all weekend long, like from Saturday until today, because that was my first time
Wow.
hearing it.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
when I
she's
say that
amazing.
it is just the perfect body positive anthem that we need in
Mm-hmm.
this season, when she talks about how I got to love my body, I have to tell my body sorry for the way that
Yes.
I've treated it over the years. After
Mm-hmm.
everything that my body has done to keep me alive, and the way that I've treated it because it doesn't do what I wanted to do or look the way that I felt that it should look, I have to tell it sorry. That thing spoke to me, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in her DMs and tell her that. But for that message
Yeah.
needed.
She was so grateful. I remember like snagging her right before she went on to open up for the awards, just having a little fun with my back behind the scenes chronicle little stuff. And she just had such a great time. You know, she was like, I'm so excited to perform in this type of space in front of these group of people. And I'm like, she was just really, really excited, and you can tell that she was just so passionate and happy for the opportunity. So
Yeah.
it was perfect.
Mhm.
Perfect.
That's right. The girl can sing.
Perfect.
And she can
All right, y'all. We're not even halfway through these, so
I
let's
know. But
let's keep
real
going.
quick, again, big shout out to Ivory and Maine that's located in Long Island. The owners out there are amazing. They provide sizes from 10 to 32, not just wedding gowns, but they also do a couple of um clothing pieces as well, and what is it, bridesmaid dresses as well. So be either way, they're
Love,
amazing.
love. All right, let's get to outstanding blogger. Shay Wiley. Shay Wiley, I absolutely love. I don't know if you have listened to her podcast. It was nice to see her nominated. She's not about fashion. She talks about TV shows and movies, which is amazing. I love. Ron Mosley, we all know Ron Mosley. Ron Mosley won one of our previous years. Don't ask me which year, because the fires be like one big year for me. Um,
Who won the
so
first?
congratulations to him. Linda Peavy was nominated again for Cultured Curves. She's a blog for the 50 and over. So congratulations to you. Bruce Sturgill of Chubster actually took this home. Chubster has been out for a very long time. So I was happy to see him take this home as well. So congratulations to all of our outstanding bloggers in that category. Outstanding designer, we had Sean Denise, which we all love. Sean Denise, shout out to her and her collections that have dropped in Shein, which we call House of Shein these days.
Mhm.
Gabby actually has a piece. I need you to send me that link so I can get that piece too.
Yeah.
Congratulations to her. Hannah Novskov, who I met actually at Full Figure Fashion Week some years ago.
Mhm.
Amazing designer. Gia Sinatra. She was a new one for me. Gabby told me about Gia when the nominations came up, and I was like, okay, I slept on Gia. I'm not gonna sleep on Gia no more. But Melissa Mercedes actually took this one home. So congratulations to Melissa Mercedes as well. Um, Outstanding entertainer, Akira Armstrong. We all know, pretty big movement. Amazing. Congratulations on her new baby as well. DJ Queen Courtney Key. I was happy to see a DJ actually nominated in this category. So congratulations to you for that. Neha Madgil, amazing. If you guys do not follow Neha, follow her as well. El Baez eventually took this one home this year. So congratulations to El Baez. Well deserved on that one. I probably should have waited until we got to this category to talk about El, but outstanding big and tall model, Zach Miko, which is an OG. We First of all, I did an interview with Zach, and His daughter was in the background, Maddie. So I finally got to meet Maddie's mom over the weekend, and I was like, "You are the mother of this beautiful little girl." She's just so cute. Congratulations to Zach on all your success. Rob Mosley was nominated in this category. Again, Miguel Perdomo. Like these are all OGs. Any one of them could have taken this home. Kyle Andrew took this one home. Let's talk about Kyle because Kyle is another one that all the women have claimed. Um, Kyle is another one.
Yes, Lord.
I mean, people was like, "Who is that fine specimen?" And I'm
Mhm.
like, "Who? Who are you talking about?" I assumed that people were talking about Chef. You talking about Chef? No, not Chef. Him too, but the other guy, the tall guy. And I was
Yeah.
like, "Who?" And they was talking about Kyle. I was like, "Okay,
Mhm.
everybody's love Kyle and Chef." I mean,
Kyle's speech was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
What?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Perfect. Not only
Congratulations to him.
he said, what did he say? I'm taking this. This is our award. This is for
Yes,
all of us. Oh man, but yeah, I know we're short in time, but please check him out. He is doing great things, amazing things, and just looks
yes.
good. Mm, mm,
Let's go into outstanding plus model. Kristen Leigh Shackman was nominated in this one. Ebony Walker took home this award last year. Um, Monique Cartwright, I was happy to see her nominated in this category as well. I believe this one was 7 years and over, and she just made it into this category. Well deserved. Well deserved. Carmina Suzanne is another one who has been modeling for many, many, many years. So I was happy to see her nominated in this category as well, and ultimately taking this award home. So congratulations to the nominees in this category. Congratulations to Carmina Suzanne for taking that home. Let's go on to makeup artist. Outstanding makeup artist. Tamika Wilson, one of my absolute favorites, favorite makeup artists. I mean, there's not a lot of people that are allowed to do my face, and she is one of the people who is allowed to touch my face.
mhm.
Um, Jessica Marie, congratulations. If I'm not mistaken, I think Jessica won this category last year. I think
Yes.
I could be
Yes.
absolutely wrong, and I'm sorry if I
No,
am.
you're right.
But she was. You said I am wrong.
You're no, you're right.
Okay. Oh, okay, I am right. um, Jeanette Dozier, congratulations to Jeanette. Naisha Yalan took home this award. Congratulations to her as well. She's amazing too. A lot of people use her in this industry as well, along with Jessica. So I was happy to see her finally nominated in this category and ultimately winning
Same here.
this award.
Absolutely.
Let's
I
go on
agree.
to Outstanding Silver Fox because I felt like everybody was mad at me that Gwen didn't win this award. But let me just remind you that we already know Gwen is absolutely and positively amazing. We do not do the voting. Um, Eustace Collins was nominated in this one. He won one of the previous years as well. Phyllis Spencer actually took home this particular award. Another amazing young lady who's so talented, does a lot, not just modeling. She's an actress, she's a dancer, she
Mhm.
is a fitness instructor. She does a whole lot. So
Mhm.
congratulations to Phyllis for taking this one home. Outstanding photographer, Jude Valentine, sorry. I met Jude for the first time this weekend. She was absolutely lovely, very
Yes.
talented. I'm actually going to take her up on her offer and do some work with her as well. Eric Wilson was nominated in this one. Mickey Armstrong, we know and absolutely love. A lot of people use Mickey as well in the DMV area. But Zakia Caldwell took home this award again 3 times. I mean, come on, Kia, give it to somebody else. But not
Yeah.
my fault. She's amazing as well. So congratulations to Zakia for taking this one home. We got a couple more before we get to this nomination process. outstanding stylist. Fatima, beautiful young lady. I met Fatina very briefly over
Mhm.
a mix of a seat, by the way. Um, she's very nice. She's very graceful. She is very beautiful. I never met her before. I didn't know of Fatima until we got into the nomination process and we were looking people up. And I was like, "She's absolutely amazing." So I was glad that I got to meet her, even if it was briefly. Congratulations on this well deserved nomination. Atara Styles was nominated in this category. She took home the trophy last year. So congratulations to you again. Absolutely amazing. And congratulations on your brunch, your sold out brunch, by the way. Sharonda Granberry. I believe Sharonda was nominated. Um, I believe this is either her third or fourth nomination. So was happy to see her finally take this one home. Congratulations to you, Sharonda. Sharonda actually has styled me personally for some of my shoots. So I already
Yep,
know she's
Sharonda,
talented as
third,
well.
third
Huh?
nomination. This
Third
is Sharonda's
nomination.
third nomination. So it goes to
Thank
show you it may take some time for you to get there, but eventually you definitely take it home, for those who didn't win and
Mhm.
were
Yes,
nominated. So
absolutely. And podcast of the year,
mhm.
the Shanice Lewis Show. One of the longest running podcasts, if not the longest running podcast. Um, Big Sexy Chat, a great podcast as well. They actually had me on their show, so I appreciate that. Coffee with Joy, you all know Joy. She's our volunteer director. She was nominated in this category.
Mhm.
Um, the Big Fat Gay podcast ultimately took this one home. If you guys do not follow the Big Fat Gay podcast, I want y'all to follow and listen to their show. Their show is incredible.
It is.
Um,
It is.
so congratulations to them for taking it, and that was so amazing. I just love their little speech. It was, I mean, I said little speech. I just love their speech. It was really good. And when he got up there, he was like, "I didn't think we were going to win." It was really good. So congratulations to them. Somebody asked me this before about the nominations, like why do people on our team why do they qualify for nominations? Because they are not voting, pretty much. So
Yeah,
they can't vote for themselves.
I can't
And so
stop
it,
asking.
you know, right. Like for me personally, like don't ever put my name in anything because I'm just gonna take my name out altogether. Don't just don't. So congratulations to all of our nominees. Congratulations to our honorees. And before we wrap up, I do want to talk a little bit about our new nomination process going forward. So if you stayed on this long, good for you. You are about to get some insights. So in previous years, we were allowing people to nominate themselves. And what we have found is a lot of people were nominating sorry. In previous years, we were allowing people to nominate other people. Correction. And so what we have found is that people were nominating other people in categories that they did not belong in. People were nominating people um, who, just because they were friends with someone, they didn't meet the qualifications. But hey, you, my friend, I'm just gonna shoot your shot for you. People were nominating one person in every category that we had, which is, disqualifies your ballot. You cannot nominate the same person down the board if they don't do all of those things. And 9 times out of 10, one person is not going to qualify for every single category. So what we are doing going forward is people are going to have to nominate themselves. We are going to give you a criteria of what you have to submit to us. And that is what is going to go up for voting. We are not going to it's not going to be based on your whole entire career. It's going to be based on the work that you submit to us, the work that we ask you to submit, the work that you submit. Why? Because what we found in doing research on people is a lot of people don't update their websites. A lot of people don't put what they do on their social media. So we don't really know. And so when we go to vet these people and it's like we can't find this information, it's, you're doing yourself a disservice. So you have that information at hand, you submit it to us. And that's what we are going to go by. So that's going to be our nomination process moving forward. And we will drop the information in due time. Just let us get past, 2023 fires. And when we get into 2024 fires, we will start dropping that information. So that was like right on cue. 90 minutes. I
Mm-hmm.
gave you guys all the information. Make sure you stay tuned to our social media pages for all of the images and the footage from the award show. Any information that we are going to be dropping, we will drop on our social media, and sign up for our newsletter. We do send out emails with up to date information as well. So I'm going to go around the room. Any final thoughts before we go night night? I'm
I was saying,
sorry. Let's go with Reggie first.
yeah, I would definitely say, um, until next year, just remember, I'm always thinking about the fires and the year, how we're going to elevate. Next year is year 5.
Mm.
Yeah.
5, I definitely,
Okay.
to me, is a huge year because it's probably halfway to your completion of like, this is going to go on forever. So,
Mm-hmm.
once you reach year 10, it's just like no looking back.
Yeah.
So, we're
Right.
halfway through our first, I guess, milestone, I would say, and look
Yeah.
for the fires to be elevated and bring more to the community, and get your tickets. Talk about this on the elevator. Talk about this in the car on your way to another event, because it needs to be bigger and better next year. So I'm just gonna put it out there now, start the work, start looking for the person, that needs to know about the fires, so they can be nominated, so they can become winners, so they can become sponsors, so they can become a part of the production team, because this event is going to be a staple, and we need more people to support this event year after year. So the first Saturday of November, put it on your calendars. It's going to be a fires weekend. So that's all I got to say.
Yes.
See you guys
Thank
next year.
you.
You're welcome.
Sheena.
So yes, to piggyback on what Reggie was saying, absolutely. The first weekend of November is the fires weekend. So prepare, not only prepare yourself, but prepare your brand. If you are, you know, beginning, or even if you're a vet, if you want an opportunity to, you know, showcase your brand or your company, think about sponsoring, thinking about purchasing packages so that the industry you know can learn more about you and what you offer or what your brand offers. These are the events that you can also feed into, that you know more than just social media. You can show up and support in the industry. You can do so many great things. Partnering beyond and networking goes way beyond, and actually is deeper. It's just like roots under, that's attached to a tree. We don't really see those roots when you see trees out in your local parks or in your backyard, but under is a lot of connection, a lot of strength and teamwork, that's under the surface. And that's, honestly what the fires is honestly about. So really think about that, and think about the people that you work with. Encourage them to nominate themselves when it's time, um, to have that go around. Usually happens in the springtime, I believe. But yeah, this is the time to really give back in multiple different ways. So I encourage everyone to really, put your energy into the industry that you want to, that you are pursuing in different avenues and everything. But yeah, the fires is a great platform and a place to celebrate all of these talents that we have. So I'm excited to see some new people and great brands in 2024.
Thank you, Gabby.
I don't know what else I can say. No, I know what I want to say. I want to first of all say thank you to you as a visionary, as a pioneer to create this space because I was talking to another industry person and talking about this event specifically, but also the the plus centric events, all the things that we do on the calendar that are for us. And I was talking about how comforting and affirming it is because a lot of us don't work exclusively in plus spaces, not in
Yeah.
our modeling careers,
Yep.
not in our plus industry careers, whatever we do here, and certainly not in our 9 to 5s in our daily life. And so when we get to this space where we are not just tolerated but celebrated, um it's very comforting and affirming, and it gives you a lot of strength to go out into a world that isn't created for you, and to
Mm-hmm.
have these events here where you don't have to worry about, do people think I'm too fat, do people think I'm not the right skin color, are the chairs going to hold my body, are people, like there are so many little things that plus people think about that straight size people don't have to think about, right? When you go out into a world that isn't created for us. And every time that you're able to come into these safe spaces, you get a little bit more strength to go out there and keep fighting the good fight in the world.
Yes.
And I just want to thank the people that create these spaces for us to have that. I want to thank you for creating that.
Oh,
That's all.
thank you. No one ever called me a pioneer. Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
very good.
Um, I do. You reminded me. I do. Also have to congratulate our People's Choice, community service winner Tigress Osborne as well. But yes, November 2nd, 2024, is our next show. It is always. You can just set your calendar to recurring. It's always the first Saturday in November is the Fires Day, and I've heard some people have actually created this Fires Week. So I appreciate that and I'd love to take part in that. But thank you everybody for supporting the Full Figure Industry Awards. Much appreciate this entire team. Everybody from, and let me not even say from, because everybody on this team plays a very important role. And so I thank everybody across the board for taking a hand in producing the show, whether you came on from day one or you joined us the day before the event. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, November 2nd, mark your calendars. Congratulations to all of our honorees. Congratulations to our nominees. If you have an interest in supporting the show next year, yes to the Fires Week. If you have an interest in being a sponsor for a future show, feel free to send us an email at admin@thefires.com. It's ADMIN at THEFFIAS.com. And we would love to have a conversation with you in terms of how your brand or you personally can partner with the Full Figure Industry Awards. And so, with that, I am going to say
One
good night.
second. Hold on,
Yes.
T. I know you're not used to this, but I don't even think you've announced this to like a broader audience. But as we come to a close at the end of the year, also think about giving back to the Fires by making a tax deductible donation to its nonprofit.
Yeah.
The Fires is a nonprofit, and you
That's
can make
right.
a tax deductible donation. It's going to help out your taxes a little bit. So, help us out. Uh,
Hmm.
Got the next, what, 40, almost 45 days to do so. So, we are a 501c3. So definitely we look for all of those donations to be rolling in by the end of the year.
Absolutely.
Thank you for
But
saying that. And so, with that, we are going to say good night. And I'm actually going to get a good night's rest tonight. I don't remember the last time I actually got some real sleep, but tonight I'm actually going to get some sleep. So, thank you so much to everybody. Thank you for your love and your support. I know you guys saw my post about yesterday, but I really do thank y'all for just really pouring into me and just loving on me the way y'all do. So again, thank you and have a good night. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Night.